Hello, welcome back to GameSpot.com, the website where three white dudes wearing blue shirts all cross their legs in the exact same manner.
I'm wearing red socks, though.
You are, you're wearing red socks. You're also wearing two blue shirts, apparently.
You are flexible.
I'm wearing two blue shirts, but my real intention was to do this, Danny.
Oh, look at Star Wars.
Talking about Star Wars, how appropriate.
Star Wars Battlefront's out today, officially.
Yeah.
You reviewed it.
Yep.
When did your review go up?
Last night at 9.
That's funny, because I was playing it all weekend on EA Access.
EA Access, what was it, like 10 hours?
Yeah, 10 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was playing like a retail copy, and then I completely forgot that like EA Access would have, like there would be a drop off before it actually released. So I was wondering why. I was like, this seems really kind of unpopulated
Right.
as opposed to the last 4 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
Rob,
makes sense now.
you were playing a bunch last week. You and Chris did a massive stream on this couch.
6 hours.
Last week.
long.
First of all, before I ask Mike why he gave it a 7 out of 10, what do you think of Star Wars Battlefront? As a fan of like first-person shooter online games and massive Star Wars fan.
Huge fan of Battlefield. Huge Star Wars fan. So you think those would coincide pretty well, and they do. You know, it's just how long will I be enjoying it?
Yeah.
I'm currently enjoying it. Still love it. I mean, it still retains these moments where, you know, a TIE fighter will come out of the sky and blow up right in front of you, and it sounds and looks spectacular. It is eye candy up the wazoo, and I love it. And I still get those highs, like in these moments, right? But we were talking about it, and they kind of start drifting off.
Yeah. Right.
And, you know, I'll let him talk about the progression and how the longevity just simply is not present.
That seems like the problem, right? Because it looks and sounds,
Yeah.
even as someone who's not a massive Star Wars fan,
Yeah.
super legit. Like it's the way you'd want a Star Wars game to look and sound if you're a fan. But it just, it's not, the depth isn't there, right?
Right, because there's 9 game modes, and each of them are pretty different. I mean, my favorite two are Supremacy and Walker Assault. Walker Assault's the one they're really touting. Yeah, and you see someone beating the shit out of Vader. Walker Assault is the most... the one where you actually, that's like their unique one, where it's like a kind of attack and defend almost, but then they're actually using those iconic, you know, the AT-ATs coming at you, and it used to be pretty imbalanced in the beta, but now it's my favorite mode. They
I really
did a
enjoy
few
it.
things to make it like even better for the rebels and everything.
What other types of modes?
Supremacy, which is kind of like a tug of war, zone capture. Then they have Droid Run, which is like domination, but it's the droids, so they wander around the map, so there's no static points.
King of the Hill.
Yeah, it's like King of the Hill almost. And then you know, they have Fighter Squadron, which is all just vehicles, airborne like ships. And then you have just like the classics. Cargo is pretty much capture the flag, which is it's fun, but it's not too new or anything. But the thing is, like, despite how many game modes there are, none of them get too deep. Walker Assault I love, and I still want to keep playing it. But everything else, like Fighter Squadron right here, you feel like you've seen everything after about an hour in each one.
Sure. Like towards the end, I'm just sticking to Supremacy and Walker Assault.
They're sort of like the big modes, right?
They're just the big modes where you get the
30
you know
players.
the entire experience that you want. You want everything for the most part. But then you know you get these half-ass modes, in my opinion. You know, like Hero Hunt, where it's just not thought out. Where it's you take turns becoming the hero. So I played a couple times this mode, and the idea is that it's one team, and if I'm the last guy to, if I kill the hero, I become the hero, and then I get to reign terror. And it's basically a free-for-all with team play. Trying like
because everyone's out for themselves, but they're all shooting the same thing.
Yeah, and
Weird.
what happens is like, I like there are a couple rounds I could not kill the hero because he'll kill me seconds away from him dying. Then someone else comes and swoops in the kill.
So it's like last hit.
Yeah,
it's
last
like a
hit.
MOBA.
Exactly, and it was frustrating, and that was it. I have no interest in playing that again. Here's Palpatine doing barrel rolls, you know, just like the movies.
Weird.
See, that's...
Yeah.
Andy liked how they shot Palpatine to death in their game, and they're like, why is everyone still fighting? War's over.
We've won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the problem that it's like even with all this variety of game modes, the game itself, like in terms of you controlling a character, is super basic. Like you have one button to shoot, you pick up power-ups that are sort of floating around the world. It's not like something like Battlefield, for instance, where you're loading out a character with like 4 different things, right?
Right.
Yeah, because that's, I mean, you could say a lot of online multiplayers can be repetitive, but in this, like you play Halo, not to compare the two, but you have Halo's moment-to-moment combat is so fun, and it can unfold differently each way. There's a lot of emergent gameplay.
Yeah.
In this, the vast majority of firefights, it comes down, and I mentioned this in the review, it'll come down to two people see each other. You'll push the trigger and hold it, and depending on how slightly better your aim might be, you hope to be the one that walks away.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the blasters, this is kind of a problem with the progression system as well. A lot of the blasters, aside from one being automatic, the next being semi, the next being kind of a shotgun in a way, they're all very similar. So you feel like you're just kind of playing the same way over and over. Like the modes are changing how you play, and the good modes really can lead to some of that emergent stuff. But by and large, it just after a while playing anything, especially a team deathmatch, I don't want to go back to those.
Is it wrong that throughout the whatever, I think I played 6 hours in total, I never upgraded my blaster? Because
Bought a new one?
Yeah, it felt fine to me.
Yeah.
Like I there was nothing about it that I felt, oh, well, maybe like less recoil.
That's what it really is.
Really?
It's recoil.
Because then I just started going like pressing instead of holding it down.
Right.
Just to compensate.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, and that's like the only I would have loved to have seen types of progression in like vehicles, right? Like what I loved about, I have to compare it to like Battlefield 3 and 4 is like, cool, I'm just gonna fly. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upgrade my weapons on this craft, I'm gonna get better photon torpedoes, whatever you wanna do. There isn't anything like that. Like it's just simply this infantry. It's really infantry based, right? And like, you're flying around, you get shot down pretty quick, but you're not really present. For the most part, not as much as you'd like to be. You'd like to have some involvement. Some chat would be nice. Like, hey, we need air support. It's missing.
It sounds like the battle is just sort of happening, and you're there rather than really, impacting it.
Right.
It feels much more like you're spectating in a way, and then you happen to come across these little firefights. But I never really, aside from a few times in Walker Assault and Supremacy, I never felt like I was really impacting the battle. If I was doing really well and getting a few kills without dying, which this game's pretty hard to not die in because, again, it's just these exchanging blaster fire and everything. And it doesn't ever feel like I had a clear sense of what was... I knew what we were supposed to be doing, but I wasn't sure how it was going aside from, the kill counter at the top.
Yeah.
It's kind of an indication, but I never really felt like, I was like, okay, I'm going to get on the speeder bike, I'm going to go to their back outpost, I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to come help my buddies out at this one. It was always just, I'll just see what happens.
It's just chaos, because then that's the thing too, right? Is you have these power weapons and options on the field, but you aren't picking them.
Yeah.
You're just given them. So if I die, I'd be like, okay, well, let me handle this differently. Let me get a rocket launcher and take out that ATST. No, first off, you got to find this icon, cross your fingers, maybe I'll get a rocket launcher. No, you get a dome. You get a dome shield, and you're like, great, and you burn that, and then you try to find another one, and it's just there's no. Yeah, it's just chaos. Like you like to find a way, like a play style. I'm gonna do this. Hey buddy, let's take out this thing.
Like to have some agency in the battle.
Yeah.
It's weird you say that because I was at one stage trying to rush to stop them taking an objective, and I ran into one of the TIE fighter pickups. And I was like, well, I was actually going to help over here, but I have to pick this thing up and have a go. It actually kind of fucked with the strategy I had.
Right.
On the other side of it.
This is actually I found really weird is there's one icon that you pick up that basically if I had a burn card like the ion shot, the idea is that you actually see in the bottom right there, it's like a kind of like a recycling sign. When I throw that on, I use the ion shot, I can throw this on and it can recharge quicker. But I had this issue where in the earlier phases of the game, you don't get a burn card, you have to work for it. So from 1 to 5 or something like that. So I pick up this icon, I can't get rid of it because I have nothing to burn. So I go up to an X-Wing and I'm like, I can't get this, I can't pick it up because I have this stupid burn card. You cannot get rid of it.
Yeah, the only ones I think you can swap out in certain cases are the hero ones, but you come across those very
That's a nightmare.
rarely.
Or another one is just these issues oh, cool, there's an X-Wing further down the mountain.
Luke's helping out so much.
There's another time it's like, oh, there's an X-Wing down over here, but there are ATSTs and troops surrounding it, and it's out in the open, you're just like, All right. I will die, but I'm going to make an effort because I'd like to fly an X-Wing. Awesome. You never know.
So it sounds like a good game, a great game.
It's very fun.
Yeah,
but it's just it's limited.
For as monotonous as it can be, you're still going to come across those moments in the first 10 hours. You're like, I'm Luke Skywalker. I just cut an ATST in half. It might have stomped on me afterwards, but
I pushed a dude off a cliff.
Yeah, that was crazy. Into the TIE fighter, or you did one.
Yeah.
Because there's that gif of the Luke Skywalker force pushing someone into a TIE fighter as it flies by.
Oh, really?
The craziest thing I've done, and Tay doesn't believe me. I need to actually go back and find the footage on my PS4 at home. I was standing on a cliff on Hoth, and Han Solo has this really ridiculous shoulder charge.
Yeah.
It's fun to do, but it's kind of dumb in a great way. But a TIE fighter was flying by, like trying to just shoot me in the face. And all of a sudden it pulled out at the last second, but I did my shoulder charge, and it must have been like no health left.
No way.
I swear. I'll bring it in. I'll find some. I'll find it.
Maybe you dreamt that.
No, that sounds awesome. It was great, and it blew up. And it was fun.
Last question. It looks pretty good on consoles. Have you guys seen it on PC yet?
I've actually been playing it PC right now, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
We're trying to get it to run at 4K with like turn down some settings, but 2K, it's like. Hello.
Pretty dope. All right.
If further, but I have to say also is as someone who loves Star Wars, what I am looking forward to with this game is I think I just found out today or the other day is they kind of released the statement that they're going to have all this DLC and it's like 16 maps.
Yeah,
really?
I think it's
or no.
I mean, you have Jakku that's coming up. That's
Right.
so that I think they're releasing it like Jakku obviously is going to have more than one map on it.
Right.
So I'm not sure how many planets
via
total they're
planet.
planning.
All right.
Right, because there's 4 planets now, and then most of each game mode on each map has its own like variant of the map. So there's a bunch of maps.
Cool.
But I'm kind of looking forward to the DLC.
I mean, exactly, and so it's going to be cool to at least. I mean, these DLC packages are going to come out, and you'll be like, cool, let's try it out. A couple hours. All right, see you later. That's how it's going to go. But I am a little curious to see how these are going to look, right?
Yeah.
Because I imagine they're also going to be really similar to the movie. Jakku is a battle that happened. Like maybe they'll pull on that a lot, and so we'll see what happens.
Should be pretty interesting. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good fan service for the Star Wars fans. Thanks very much. There'll be some gameplay up on GameSpot.com later on today.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, let us know what you think of Star Wars Battlefront. Are you a Star Wars fan or a Battlefield fan? Are you excited or disappointed? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below.